all your local favorites, Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC. Plus, catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks. ESPN, the NFL Network, and the NBA Network. It's more than just sports. KHS offers 50-plus movie channels, 150-plus entertainment channels, all your favorite news networks, and watch thousands of movies and TV shows on demand. All for just $40 a month with a one-time $2 billing fee. And you can watch up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score KHS TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the TV logo. That's ESPNPC.com and click the TV logo.
What does it take to live an uncommon life? Here's former Super Bowl winning coach Tony Dungy with today's uncommon moment.
When I was a teenager, my parents let me stay out pretty late playing basketball with my friends. But that didn't happen right away. I had to earn the privilege by demonstrating that I could be trusted. They watched me closely at first, but over time, as I demonstrated that I could be trusted, they gradually increased my freedom. They understood that character begins with the little things in life. So many small things make up your character, your words, your thoughts, your actions, which help form how you instinctively respond to every situation. Don't let the small things slip. Start each day by looking for ways to show your character.
New York Times best-selling author Tony Dungy. More at CoachDungy.com. That's CoachDungy.com.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking...
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got in the bag.
The Inside Drive. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, and good Tuesday morning. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 here in Panama City and Panama City Beach. 101.9 in Port St. Joe. Along that beautiful Forgotten Coast, you can watch, like, listen, comment, subscribe, share, follow, all those things on our social channels. That is Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, live stream there. All 3 shows, 5 days a week. We're also on the X Machine, Twitter, whatever you're calling it, ESPN Northwest Florida is all you got to search up there. I believe the Twitter handle is ESPN 104.3 or PC, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it's Twitter. It's got
the X Machine.
It's the X Machine. It's got a 104.3 and a PC in it, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm going to check right now.
Well, I appreciate
if I still have
that.
it.
You're such a yeah. If you still have Twitter, yeah.
Well, I still have Twitter, but it's do I still have?
Oh, are you logged in? Well, you can search it up too.
Yeah,
I could as well, but all that good stuff.
Well, it's kind of harder when you're busy talking, right?
Yeah, but, multitasking, right? Talking and looking up stuff at the exact same moment is, I try to do that. Jay is, I think, teaching some lessons. I'm hopeful he might give us a call because I do want to get those division winners picked for the NHL so we can give you more 10-point victories.
I love those 10-point victories. They really just boost the standings.
That's it. Or drop you way down. But
what did we do last week?
Last week we did we did a pick 'em.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I was going to review it.
Oh, all right. Yeah, wait.
No. I'll review it at some point today.
Yeah.
Because
I
mean, he's not here, but I had a lot planned for him today, but that's okay. Especially his tip of the week. But
he hasn't been here this week, has he?
No,
it's only Tuesday.
It is only Tuesday.
Yikes!
It is only Tuesday. No.
Well, Niceville plays Mosley this Friday, though.
That is very true. I was going to talk about that. Yes, it's as we are your home for the Mosley Dolphins here. The big one, the district championship, 6-0 versus 6-0. The Niceville Eagles heading over here to Tommy Oliver Stadium to take on those Mosley Dolphins. David Hayes, Kyle Wright on the call right here on 104.3 104.3 in Panama City. Don't want to miss this one. Pack out Tommy Oliver. They're doing military free tickets. They're doing if you wear your youth football jerseys. I'm sure you could wear any jersey you want. They'll get you and the kids in there for free. We just got to pack out the stadium and show Niceville what Panama City is all about.
And where do we go whenever we get in the stadium?
Go to the away side first.
Pack it out, dude.
Fill that one up first, then come over to the home side.
And they're bringing the band over and everything, so this is going to be
big time.
Yeah,
Big time.
It's going to be a fun game.
I'm assuming this is going to be on the YouTube stream, I would guess. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
If Mosley's the home team, like they didn't travel to the away game,
which
for
makes
Milton,
sense.
So
which makes sense, absolutely. But yeah, this one, big one coming up. Certainly looking forward to that. No doubt. Some other local, but I know Arnold plays this Friday as well, if I'm not mistaken. I did get hooked up with the new North Haven coach yesterday from Chris Fall, who knows him from like his entire life or something like
from
that.
From a fall away ago. But yeah, so we'll get him on the line in the next week or so, just to kind of get us caught up with everything going on over there with North Bay Haven and kind of how they're going to pave the way. So how do you feel about your job security, sir?
Yeah. And he says he's been listening to us, since the show started. He's been a longtime ESPN Northwest Florida listener. So looking forward to having him on as well. But the big news out of this morning, the Jets. They told him. They told Robert Salah to hit the dusty trail. He did. This is, according to Salah, was completely unexpected. He came into work this morning like a normal Tuesday work day, and Woody and I guess it was the GM probably that fired him, but he got the directive to can Salah, and here we are. The Salah is no more in New York, and I've got a lot of opinions on this situation, and it's kind of a pattern, maybe. I don't know. Is the ownership calling the shots? Is the head coach? Clearly, the head coach wasn't calling the shots.
Or is 12 calling the shots? Or whatever number he is now.
I don't know.
8, right?
8. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, is he the one calling the shots? I don't know. I get it. You didn't start as good as you wanted to start. The defense has been playing great. I mean, I know you're the head coach, and, at the end of the day, when you're at the top of the food chain, the buck stops there. You're responsible for everything underneath you, and usually you're the one that has to go. However, their defense was playing spectacular. Aaron Rodgers wants, what's his name, to come over, Nathaniel Hackett as the offensive coordinator. Rodgers wants Lazard to come over. Rodgers wants Devontae Adams to come over. And then, is Aaron Rodgers just a coach killer? And if he doesn't get what he wants, he pitches a tantrum like a baby and gets head coaches fired. I don't see how this makes the Jets better. Or what are they going to do?
I think that, that's the biggest question is what are they going to do from here? I guess that you have someone who's already a part of the organization takes over as the interim head coach, and then you kind of move forward in that direction. It's odd. It's odd because we're sitting here talking about, are the Jets going to be able to land Devontae Adams? And then they fire their head coach, which I think gives you it gives you grounds to make the point that you made. Like, is Aaron Rodgers a coach killer? You look at Mike McCarthy over there at Green Bay. He didn't get along with LaFleur. The Green Bay Packers have seemed to LaFleurish since they've went different directions.
Gone, and look at how the Packers are doing.
Right, and he's only getting up there in age, so it's like you can give him every single weapon that he asks for, but that doesn't mean that it's going to translate into wins. And here's the other thing: this is why I hate it for Salah. Is last year when Aaron Rodgers went out, it was up to Salah to try to pick the pieces up and put them together.
Did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I would say so. 7-10 without a real legitimate quarterback.
I think this is a correct fun fact. They've scored the same amount of points the first 5 games this season as they did last season. I'm pretty sure that is what I've read. And Aaron Rodgers, where are you at, my friend?
And again, I'll give the Jets as a whole, not Aaron Rodgers, not Salah, anyone. I'll give the Jets a pass on that because of the injury that was sustained last year. Yeah. And it takes time to come back from that. But you don't get rid of the guy at the helm at this point. I just think it's way too early in the season. And who on their bingo card would have had Salah being the first coach to go this year.
No, certainly not me. As I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of as a defensive coordinator. I know how well he did for us in San Francisco, and just how much the players loved him in San Francisco. Now, being a head coach, of course, is just a little bit different. But yeah, I think this is the first time that the ownership group in New York has ever fired a coach mid-season. It's not even mid-season. You're 5 weeks into it.
Yeah, we're just getting started if we're being honest, and you still have a chance at the division. It would be one thing if the division was just top tier. The Dolphins are garbage, the Patriots are garbage, and the Bills are still trying to find their way. And guess what, New York Jets? You're still trying to find your way too. So give it some time. As I love to say, let the cake bake, my friend.
That is one of your taglines there, no doubt about it. Jeff Ulbrich, who everybody's heard of, he's going to be taking over as the interim head coach. He's the current defensive coordinator. I guess he's going to be leading the shots, and Nathaniel Hackett will still be, running the offense there as well. But yeah, kind of some shockwaves this morning in the NFL world. Is like you said, I don't think anybody expected Salah.
No, it reminds
really
me of
on the chopping block.
A secondhand serenade song from back in the day, A Twist in My Story.
Ooh, nice, man. That was good. But yeah, it was the first, like I said, the first time in Johnson's 25-year tenure that he's fired a coach in the middle of the season. He said last year he was upset with the season. I mean, they didn't have a quarterback. I don't know.
It's tough when you don't have a quarterback, but you still take the level of blame. If Liam were to go down in Team Dynasty, you still have to figure out, all right, what direction do we go in? Yep. And so that is the responsibility of the head coach. There's no doubt about that. But you should get somewhat of a pass going 7-10 with a team led by Zach Wilson, with a team led by, what's the other guy? Actually, I think he went to Miami last year. So Zach Wilson was basically your primary quarterback last year. He can't even crack the top two over there in Denver. So, I think you get a pass. And then when you start out a little slow this year, 2-3, all right, you still get a pass there because, again, the division is winnable.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get it. He's got the worst record as a Jets head coach through their first 40 games at the helm. He was 20-36, but taking over just unfortunately a franchise that was in disarray. Not that Todd Bowles did any good, but yeah, I don't know. I get it if it's further down the line after the season, but like you've been saying, Dave, they're not out of it. They're not even close to out of it, and just firing the guy that's been with just, I don't know. You kind of saw the relationship between Salah and Rodgers on the sidelines a little bit. It almost seemed like Rodgers didn't want to give him the time of day, and that's never good when you have some tension between your head coach and the quarterback, which kind of leads me to, again, why I think maybe this is Rodgers is becoming the coach killer of the NFL. I don't know. And you were mentioning Davante Adams, and it might be, although they keep saying, it's all.
We're talking about the first 48 right here with Davante, right?
I know, the first 48, but I don't know. It seems like maybe it's getting, from what I'm reading, it's getting a little further away from it, because the price just seems to be a little bit high that the Raiders are wanting. They want not only a second-round pick, they want the teams to take on Adams' entire 2024 salary.
What's that, 13.8?
Nearly 17 million.
Ugh.
So there's teams
tough.
that are definitely interested. Teams like the Bills and Kansas City are willing to, but they're not willing to take on that kind of salary and certainly see him as a 1-year rental. Does the firing of Salah, do you think, in your opinion, do you think that makes them be more aggressive towards Davante or less aggressive?
I think that convolutes the whole situation over there now when it comes to trying to bring Davante Adams over to the New York Jets. I know that I think you just mentioned the two teams I was thinking of when you brought up the contract deal. The Chiefs and the Bills were in, but it really depended on, will you eat any of this? The Cowboys, I think they're going to back out whenever they see this price tag, if they haven't backed out already. So now it leaves three teams that we've been talking about, which would be the Steelers, the Saints, and the Jets. I mean, if you're the Jets, are you in win now mode? I think you have to be. If your quarterback's got that many gray hairs on his head and you feel some sort of way towards him, then you're in win now mode.
Yeah.
So do you go after it? Do you go for the gusto? The defense is playing pretty good. If the offense had one more weapon, do you think that transforms you into the champions of the AFC East? If you feel that way, then you go get this guy.
Yeah.
If not, then the Saints, who have shown to be kind of an aerial team. Derek Carr doesn't go down last night. Maybe that game looks a little bit different. I felt like the Chiefs were in control of that game all evening long.
I hated it. I hated every bit of it.
I
Because
think
now I'm like, all right, they're better than they were last year. Like, who's going to stop them? We'll talk about that.
Look, I don't stray away from what I know. Tom Brady did it to me too many times. I've learned my lesson back in them days.
Yep.
So here we are now, where it's like, I'm just going to respect the dynasty. I'm going to respect how good of a quarterback he is, man. And then on top of that, when you pair a great quarterback with a great coach, and then they're able to do what they do, you don't hear these kind of money qualms coming out of Kansas City.
No, winning teams, they do it the right way. And like it's Patrick Mahomes, man. As much as I hate him, I have to it doesn't matter who's out there on the field. He's getting the ball to people regardless of the situation. But getting back to kind of the Jets, the Saints, and the Steelers, the Saints have to fix their offensive line before another receiver is going to make a difference, in my opinion. The Jets have the worst run game in the league, with arguably one of the best backs in the league in Breece Hall. So does a Devontae Adams actually make your team better? I don't know. You got to be able to run if you can run the football and stop the run in the NFL, that's how you win football games. And the Jets right now cannot run the football with two really good running backs, and one of the better ones in the league. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers make the most sense for Devontae Adams at this point, because I think he makes the largest impact on the Steelers than he would on the Jets or the Saints, for those reasons I just mentioned. And if he ends up going to Pittsburgh, he gives another weapon there to Justin Fields, and
the best weapon.
Yeah.
George Pickens ain't going to cut it, man. The fact that the Steelers are doing what they're doing with the lack of weapons, I feel like is even more impressive.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and that's why I think if you're talking about impacting a team, I think Devontae Adams, the Steelers, impacts the team the most over the Saints and the Jets. But we will see what happens with that whole situation. We will see if there's a head coach that comes in and replaces. Maybe Pete Carroll goes back to the Jets from a long. He was with the Jets a long time ago, wasn't he? I don't know.
That would have been before my timeline started.
That's true. That's true. But Pete Carroll was around for a while. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. And speaking of weapons for Patrick Mahomes that don't seem to matter, Rashid Rice got a positive injury update, but still likely out for the season. He did not tear his ACL. His LCL was the only ligament that needs to be repaired. The good news is, yes, he's likely out for the season, but an ACL is a solid year before you're really back out there on the field, give or take how aggressive you are in your rehab. But an LCL repair gets you back out on the field a lot sooner than that. So, but again, it didn't really seem to matter last night. Derek Carr, don't know what he was really doing on that opening drive. Had a couple good passes, moving the football, and then just kind of throws it up into triple coverage. And maybe he was trying to throw the football away. I don't know. And that kind of just changed the direction of the game. And the Chiefs never really were out of control in that one. And they've used 3 or 4 running backs. At one point, they had 4 tight ends on the field. Xavier Worthy got another rushing touchdown. And their defense is just stout. They blitzed Carr 48% of the time last night. And if your offensive line isn't up to that, hats on hats. If you're bringing more than you've got to cover, then it's going to be tough. And he's got to get the ball out quick. And I don't know. Just the Chiefs doing Chiefs things. They're 5-0. The Vikings are 5-0. We don't have anybody that's not lost a football game yet in the NFL. I don't know. Are the Chiefs unstoppable, you think?
No, they're stoppable. Any football team is stoppable. The problem is they're just that good on every side of the ball. They're so good to the point where if no one talks about the flags that go against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, there was a lot last night. Yeah.
It's just the ones that go for the Kansas City Chiefs. So it was like, the referees are just in the pocket of Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's like, man, they're just a good football team. And when you're disciplined, things tend to go in your favor. because they're not used to throwing flags on you.
Yeah, well, and last night they even overcome, I think they had, let me see how many penalties they had, because they had quite a bit. I didn't watch the whole thing because we got back from basketball practice, but let's see, penalties, team stats, where are my penalties? Penalties. The Chiefs had, they had a little less. They had 6 for 55 yards. The Saints had 5 for 70. So that's not a thing there. Check out this possession. The Chiefs had the ball for 39 minutes and 56 seconds. The Saints had it for 20 minutes and 4 seconds. That's almost
double,
two
right?
to 1.
Yeah.
Like within 8 seconds of being 2 to 1.
And I would say 7 out of 10. I was going to say 9 times out of 10 because that's just like the going cliche. But 7 times out of 10, if you dominate the time of possession like that, you're going to come out on top.
Yep.
And it just goes to show, again, the discipline. Again, you've got the greatest quarterback in the league, but you're still not scared to run the ball, even though that you're missing your best running back in Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, they ran 3 different running backs last night.
Exactly. You bring in Kareem Hunt. You've got Samaje P. Ryan, and you also have Carson Steele over there. So things it's one of those things that's irritating, but how can you hate greatness?
No, absolutely not. I mean, 28 first downs to 14 for the Saints. Patrick, that's the most passing yards they've had in over a year. He had 331 in the air. Didn't even throw a passing touchdown, and they still dominated the football game. It's just they find ways to win in different ways. Like you said, multiple running backs. Juju Smith-Schuster is who led the Chiefs last night in receiving yards, 130 yards on 7 receptions.
I think Brian Haddad hit that nail on the head with that too, because he was talking. It's going to be one of the other receivers, and so he went with Juju.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, great pick there. Props over 100 probably would have paid you some serious cash in that one. Chiefs outgained the Saints 460 total yards to 220. That's insane. That's dominating on both sides of the football, and and kudos to, I forget the name of the lineman that made that very athletic play in the end zone, intercepting that ball. But it just, you got to be able to move the ball, and the Chiefs are certainly tough to do it on. But here they are about this time last year. We were like, oh, the Chiefs are struggling a little bit, and then they go on and win the Super Bowl. And then guess what? This year they are not struggling. They are 5-0 and not looking to stop anytime soon.
It was a little bit later in the season that everyone started, because around this time you're talking about the drops, and it's like, oh man, are they going to be able to overcome that? Then the drops start turning into losses, and that's when people's like, all right, well, the Chiefs look to be a very beatable team. However, do they get through this regular season? And I don't want to say the word undefeated, but let's say that they look very powerful coming out of the regular season. Then they get into the playoffs and they just don't have that chip on their shoulder. Does that affect them in the playoffs? I think that it could, Ryan. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it happen with teams before. You just run the table in the regular season and you get to the playoffs and it kind of, just goes the other way. David Tyree. That was a freak thing.
Yes, it was. But the lead up to that catch, though, David Tyree making that, the scrambling that Eli Manning had to do and breaking. I mean, who was it the other day? Oh, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, that was a Heisman Trophy moment there in the NFL.
That's exactly what they said. Yep. That's exactly what they said. Yep. I was just sitting there watching that guy like, all right, well, throw the ball away. And
then, boom, he hits Isaiah Likely across his body.
That was very unlikely there.
Yeah. Hey, that's another one. These guys just extend plays and do stuff that you just don't see happen very often. The Chiefs, they have a bye week coming up this week. Then they go at the 49ers. That's a win. At the Raiders. That's a win. Home against the Bucks. Home against the Broncos. At the Bills. At the Panthers. Home against the Raiders. Home against the Chargers. At the Browns. Home against the Texans. Then they finish out the season at the Steelers and at the Broncos. I don't know if I see any, unless just something crazy happens.
It's the NFL.
It is. It's anybody can beat anybody at the same time, unless your name's Kansas City Chiefs. But we ran a little long there. I'll go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to The Inside Drive, your home of the Auburn Tigers. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your touchdown headquarters for the Mosley Dolphins and the Auburn Tigers.
Touchdown, Auburn!
Plus, premier college and NFL games.
Touchdown! Incredible!
Your source for the most live football on the Gulf Coast in a rich audio experience.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a high of 86 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the northeast. Partly cloudy skies tonight, a gentle breeze and warm near 71. Partly cloudy and 79 tomorrow. 80 and sunshine with a moderate breeze Thursday. Friday sunshine and a temperature about the same at 78. Sunny Saturday with a high around 78. This is your Tuesday's weather brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
The only place to get sports betting coverage on the radio. Is this legal? Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. It's the Inside Drive with Brian Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
My name is Sadie. Hi. My name is
We can call Jay this once he lives up to that bet where you dye his hair blonde. He can be.
I've already got it set up, too.
Man, I can't wait. Let me know when, and I will certainly be there as well.
We're going to do it right here in the studio.
Oh, perfect. That's even easier. I'm going
to dye mine blonde, too, the little sprigs.
Nice.
Green, like grass.
There you go. I just closed out all my tabs.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you could do the restore option.
Do you remember what F it was? It was like F something.
I can Google it.
Yeah, Google it real quick. But you guys are listening to the Inside Drive. We are back. Jay will dye his hair blonde because Alabama beat Georgia a couple of weeks ago.
I feel bad even now that Alabama lost to Vandy. Is like,
no, it's week. It's game by game. Hey, we should have had a Vandy fan had a bet with that.
Right click anywhere in the tab bar.
Okay.
And then select reopen close tab. Restore multiple tabs. You open the history menu, hold down control, and click on the tabs you want to restore. That just seems like more work than anything.
I know.
I just want to touch one button and have it all come back.
Ooh, look at that history. Recent 14 tabs. Boom. Look at this.
Shot caller, brother.
That's it.
Hey.
I mean, you got to click one at a time, but this is fantastic.
When we Google together, things just go in the right direction.
It's magic. There's magic. Get back to the Chiefs schedule.
Getting back to the Chiefs schedule.
Don't want to see that anymore. Oh, that is sad. But yeah, I was going to get into the Inside Drive update on our fantasy football league there, and also get into the pick'em here real quick while I'm reopening some tabs as we speak. The Inside Drive. Let me find that one. Inside Drive League. After 5 weeks, we've got the 12 teams in there. On the west side, Jeff Ledford is 4-1. Seth Goldie is 4-1. Team 12, 3-2. Jay's Supreme team, it's like a pizza, is 3-2. Here to win, Liam got his first win of the season, albeit coming over 0-5, Mailman Mike. And then on the west side, Mulvacious D trying to make a run back at the Champions League, 5-0 early on the season. James Lehman, 4-1. Travis Oglesby, 3-2. Ryan Warren, 2-3. Ralph Jackson, a.k.a. David Hayes, 1-4. And
what? Where'd I get a win at?
Maybe you got to win this week. Oh my Josh, Jerry Arant is 0-5. Let's see, where did you get a win? Ralphie Jackson. It had to have been this week, right?
I guess so. I just go in there and hit quick lineup.
Yeah?
Just go in there and hit quick lineup.
You got a lot to pay attention to.
Boy, I was 0-5 in money leagues.
No, it wasn't this week. You lost 124-66 to 40.7.
40.7. Was that injuries or did something happen?
Baltimore was -1. McPherson got you 3 points. Taysom Hill was out this past week.
That's why all my prop bets didn't work for him yesterday.
Achane, he went out early in that game.
Yep.
Zamir White did not play.
Didn't play, yeah.
And then Deshaun Watson got you 8.4 points.
40.6 is pretty low.
Yeah.
That's pretty low.
And the thing is, you had there was only one player that played that was on your bench, and that was Trey Benson with Arizona.
So I was danged if I do, danged if I don't.
Because you had several Chargers, it looks like, that were on a bye. Detroit was on a bye. Philadelphia was on a bye. So basically, your entire bench but one was on a bye. So
I just don't want to play in that Champions League.
Yeah,
that's so much.
Well, you're off to a good start not playing it. That's for sure. That is for sure. But yeah, it's we're a little over a quarter of the way through the season, and we're rocking and rolling, having some fun. I'm going to get to let me try to open 2 more tabs real quick while I'm talking, see if I can get 13 tabs, NFL standings. There we go. I was going to mention the Pick'em as well. That has nothing to do. I
think Kyle Albritton's leading.
He is leading the Pick'em, no doubt about it. Let me get to that. The Inside Drive, the Pigskin Pick'em. Got to find the group. Let's see. Doing this live. Yes, Kyle Albritton is 49-29. Danny Griffin is 48-30. Liam's learning the hard way about forgetting to pick a Thursday night game, as he forgot to pick the Thursday night game last week.
It doesn't hurt you as bad as long as you don't pick if you're picking a loser, it doesn't really hurt you. But if you're picking the winner, then that does hurt you if you're trying to climb back in things.
He was picking the Falcons, and I know that was legitimate. So he would be 48-30 instead of 47-30, but he's still in third place, tied with Barrett Townsend. The surprisingest one up there of all is the bus driver, Jay Henley. And Liam's like, did you know Jay's name is the bus driver? I was like, yeah, do you know why? He's like, yeah, I get it. He takes everybody to school. I was like, yeah, I don't know what school he's taking people to, but...
well, if it's Griffin, we're all losing a little bit of IQ points.
There you go. He's taking us to Griffin. That is for sure. But yeah, let's dive into the updated standings now here in the NFL. On the AFC side, the Bills leading it, like you said, man, the Jets, they're only a game out of first in their division with two. They got to play the Bills twice still. I don't think they played the Bills yet. So, man, and watch them just start, winning now and just be ironic. But yeah, Bills leading.
That'd be fun for me. I mean, I'll take the extra 10.
Yeah. You depict the Jets there. But Bills 3-2, Jets 2-3, Dolphins 2-3, Patriots slowly fading away into the distance at 1-4. Over there in the AFC North, kind of surprising, 2 teams tied at the top. Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Where I say surprising is that the Cleveland Browns, that's not surprising, Cincinnati Bengals are 1-4, and they're 0-3 at home. And just tough there for the Bengal faithful. AFC South, not surprising. Houston Texans off to a 4-1 start. Colts 2-3. Titans 1-3 coming off the bye week. And the Jags got their first win of the season to move to 1-4. The AFC East, probably the most surprising for me is not the Chiefs being 5-0. It's the Denver Broncos being 3-2.
Yeah.
Ahead of the Los Angeles Chargers, who had a bye week this week, the early bye. And the Las Vegas Raiders are currently last in the division and have dropped to 2-3. And just with the whole Devontae Adams debacle and everything going on, Zamir White's not playing right now. It's just tough over there in Las Vegas with Gardner Minshew at the helm. Defense is just getting after them. Over on the NFC side, the NFC West is led right now by the Seattle Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the Niners, both 2-3. For the Niners faithful out there, don't forget we've made NFC championships after going at 2-3 and 4-6 to start season. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But Seattle and the 49ers play this Thursday night in a very early big-time divisional matchup there. Niners need to get a win in the division. 0-2 right now. Seattle is, this will be their first divisional game, 3-2 on the season. So if the Niners win that one, they will actually tie at the top there with Seattle for the division lead. I'm not sure who Arizona's playing this week. NFC South, South, the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 3-2, tied for first. The Saints, after last night, dropped to 2-3. After starting off hot this season, they have certainly cooled down. Again, I think it was the Titans and the Patriots, maybe that, or maybe that was the Jets, who their 2 wins.
Yeah, that's
Titans
the Jets for sure.
Okay.
The Saints' 2 wins are the Cowboys.
That's right. Yep.
And the Panthers.
Yep, Cowboys and the Panthers. And speaking of those Panthers, holding down last place in that division at 1-4. I think the honeymoon there for the Red Rifle is officially over. Bryce Young came in late in that game. I don't know if he's getting the start back again, but we'll keep you posted on that throughout the week. No,
it just hold him out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Let him get into the garbage time. Let's see. All right, because if I'm Dave Canales, it's like, all right, when you do get in the game, are things changing?
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, then there's no difference. We're going to lose anyways. We're going to get a high draft pick. It is what it is.
Yep.
The Panthers just overall, they looked a little good in some of their, in that first game back. Maybe they got a little shot of steroids for a second, but those have worn off. Those have worn off, and reality has again set in. And this is just what you're going to have to deal with. And if Bryce Young can't make the necessary adjustments to be the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers, then we roll with the veteranship. And I think that's just what makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely makes sense there for sure. But Panther, they knew it was going to be a tough season, and it's certainly heading that way. Tampa Bay has relocated all of their football their football activities this week to New Orleans ahead of tropical storm, ahead of Hurricane Milton.
Yeah, that is not a tropical storm.
No, it is bad. And again, thoughts and prayers to everybody in that whole kind of big, large area of the Florida Peninsula, especially the Tampa Bay, St. Pete, that whole area there.
Yeah.
Going to be some historic storm surge, and hopefully everybody has got on the road or making their way out. I know the traffic has been terrible trying to get out of there, but
all of my friends are as stubborn as I am.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I'm riding it on my dadgummit, dude. I can't say I would leave, but but what I have told them is, if this was heading towards us, if this was coming direct line towards us, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I've never evacuated for a hurricane.
Yep.
And never thought I would, but if I saw this coming, I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah, even if you survive it, if you're there, the after effects are just going to be tough. But anyway, thoughts and prayers to everybody to our east there in the great state of Florida. Moving up to the NFC North, we all know the Minnesota Vikings, Lizzo's team, is 5-0.
I like how you drew that out.
Well, you kind of brought that to me a couple days ago. But 5-0, Sam Darnold has got a big had the revenge game against, not the greatest game offensively, but hey, a win's a win, and that's all that matters. They got a 2-game lead ahead of Detroit Lions. They were on a bye this past week. They are 3-2. The Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears also 3-2. The only division out of the 8 divisions that all 4 teams are currently over 500, and that is the NFC North. NFC East, a little different there. Your Commanders off to a lead as they are 4-1 behind Jaden Daniels and the bounced back Washington Commanders. Exciting to see them playing some good football. They've got a big matchup coming up this week. Ravens, right? I believe it.
I think it is the Ravens. Yeah,
So
it is the Ravens.
The Heisman Trophy winners, the old guard, quote unquote, and the new guard going against each other in what's going to be a great football game. Dallas Cowboys 3-2 after their 3-point last 20 seconds in the game, scored a touchdown there. And they're now 3-2. The Eagles 2-2 coming off a bye week this week, and then the Giants. Most people thought they would have been 1-4, but hey.
Look at them go, boy.
Look at them
Daniel
go.
Jones said, Malik Neighbors, boy, I ain't no Fred Rogers or whoever that was. I'll leave my neighbors.
What is Mr. Rogers' first name? Jay would know that.
Yeah.
You don't have to look it up. But hey, it's probably like a very normal name, I would guess, from that era. But yeah. Interesting. He's finding it out here in the
Fred McFeely Rogers.
You were right.
I was right.
Fred Rogers.
Yeah, go boy. Every squirrel, or a squirrel every now and again.
Yeah.
A blind one even.
Squirrel. Every once
He
in a
might
while.
get himself one of them peanuts.
That's it. Maybe an acorn or something like
Acorn?
that. Acorn. I said it like y'all say. It's just trying to fit in here. Just trying to fit in. But yeah, it's kind of your standings update right now for the NFL. Again, if you're hovering around 500 right now, you're fine. Don't start panicking. panicking. Don't start wanting your coach being
Unless you're
fired.
a fan of the Tennessee Titans, then panic all you want to.
Are you panicking or
Am I panicking?
No,
Absolutely not. I knew what was going
exactly.
on.
As a Titans fan, you should probably have kind of expected that. Now, the Jets seem to be panicking a little bit, firing their head coach, being only a game back in the division, and your differential is +8, but I don't know. The Bills differential is +36.
Well, the Saints differential is probably pretty good too.
I think it's in the positive, yeah.
Oh, it's well in the positive.
Oh, yeah, geez.
They're probably giving up 83 points this year. No, 93.
Plus, they've given up 96.
96,
And they've scored
okay.
140. And
That's right, because they it was a 13-point differential last night. They scored 26 because I got the push on Hard Rock. I took
it's amazing how they get that number right so often.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, it is, but I'm thankful for the pushes because then it just comes right back to me.
Now, if you bet in sports books and casinos, that push goes right on to the house.
That's what I was so surprised. Like, not last night, but the first time that I experienced the push, I'm like, wait.
You just assumed it's going to be gone. Yeah.
Let's play these games then, Hard Rock.
All right. Hey, they're the only one in our state, but a push goes back to the better. It doesn't ever happen.
Let's not say that.
Yeah. Hey, Hard Rock, if you do
from
decide to sponsor, we're not going to ever talk about that. We're not going to ever talk about that again because we don't want that to change. That's for sure. But yes.
Yeah, one time I was like, man, what bet did I win? I don't remember winning the bet. Oh, that's well, thank you there.
A little pushy action there. Also, I mentioned the NFC North. They're all teams are over 500. All 4 teams also have a positive point differential, which goes hand in hand with your record for sure. The division this is wild. The AFC South, all 4 teams have a negative point differential, and the Houston
the Texans.
Yep, they're 4-1, and I guess in the game that they lost, the differential got out of hand because they've scored 102 points and they've given up 114. So that's a little fun fact there, kind of crazy. The Dolphins have the second largest point differential in the league at -53, which is kind of crazy going from a team last year that scored how many on the Denver Broncos? 70 plus?
Yeah.
Whew. So
it was a 70 burger, wasn't it?
I think it was. And this is kind of obvious, but do you know which team in the league has the worst point differential? It correlates.
I would say the Panthers.
Correct. -82.
Best differential, I would still say, is probably the Saints still.
Nope. It's that Lizzo team.
Oh, the Vikings. Okay, yeah.
Plus 63.
And what's the Saints at again?
The Saints is what are they at? They are at plus 44.
Okay. All right, so dropped off a little bit last night.
Yeah.
Impressive stuff, though, for the Minnesota Vikings, man. I mean, the most surprising team to me is still the Commanders, no doubt about that.
100% rookie quarterback.
I'm not necessarily surprised about the Vikings, but I would have never put $100 to say that the Vikings would be 5-0 to start the season, especially seeing San Francisco within their first 2 games of the season.
Yep, absolutely. And going back to that game, I mean, that they found a way to win that game, too, and they're just good.
They really have owned every single game from the opening snap till the fat lady sound.
Yep. Yeah. And good teams find ways to win football games, and that's the difference between good teams and bad teams. And if your team's not winning right now, they need to find that. That is for sure.
There's another difference I know between good teams and bad teams, and that's them W's and them L's. That seems to be a pretty large correlation there as well.
Yeah, typically. Sometimes you throw a T in there every once in a while, and it changes things up, messes up that percentage. But we got to go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Touchdown!
Are you tired
Tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing KHS TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. All your local favorites: Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC. Plus, catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks. ESPN, the NFL Network, and the NBA Network. It's more than just sports. KHS offers 50-plus movie channels, 150-plus entertainment channels, all your favorite news networks, and watch thousands of movies and TV shows on demand, all for just $40 a month with a one-time $2 billing fee. And you can watch up to 5 devices at the same time, perfect for sharing with family and friends. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score KHS TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the TV logo. That's ESPNPC.com and click the TV logo.
If you're not scanning while the cashier is begging, we're judging you a little.
Why am I working at the grocery store now?
It's the Inside Drive with Ryan and Jay. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios at ESPN Northwest Florida.
What's going? Chilling at the Holiday Inn. Me and my people, you bring 4 of your friends.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. I love it when you surprise me with one that we've never had before.
Yeah, sometimes I just think outside of the box. Most of the times I'm sitting in the box like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a box back there behind the glass, but
with no lights.
No lights.
The ballast is going bad on this. So, Mark, whenever you got some time, let's get these fixtures changed.
Ballast is such a interesting word. It's used in many different ways, and sometimes on ships, sometimes in lights.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, a little Holiday Inn action. That brings you back to like the mid 2000s era, right?
Yeah, that's Chingy, Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
No Diddy though.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. Luda though.
Luda.
Yeah.
No Diddy. Anyway.
But were they on the Diddy list? Probably.
Who knows? Who knows? Will we ever find out about it? Who knows? Hopefully he doesn't.
I thought they've already released the list or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe they're just not letting anybody see it.
Too much baby oil on that thing for me.
That's it. No, man, crazy stuff is going on in this world right now. There is no doubt about it. But
Garth Brooks kind of got his own little thing going on too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Apparently he was with his hairdresser. Or I don't know if it's hairdresser or makeup artist or something like that, but
Gotcha. Pop culture.
Pop culture, man.
Not what
Pop goes the weasel sometimes.
It's not what you think it is. It is certainly not that.
Would you say that that's a facade?
A facade? I think that's a fair definition of the word facade. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody, look, we're just radio talker. We're just sports.
We're
sports.
I'm driving us down a lane we don't want to go. We should be on the inside drive, not the outside drive.
We are on the outside drive, and sometimes when you're on that drive, you may end up not wanting things that you want. So we're gonna we're gonna move away from that topic. We're gonna talk a little.
No Diddy.
Yeah, it all started with Chingy. Not you, Chingy. Not you. It started with the song that brought us into that. But hey, let's talk a little baseball. And for the first time in Major League Baseball history, all 4 division series are tied 1-1.
Wait, this is the first time?
First time ever. Saw that. Well, if the thing I saw that came through my feed was correct, that's what she said. It was a woman reporter.
That's what she said.
She said this.
So like I'm watching an episode of The Office today.
There you go. But you got to look into the cam. I don't even know if that's the one that's on, but
it is.
Okay, there you go.
You nailed it.
It worked out good. But yeah, last night, a couple more games getting going, and the Tigers, after getting walloped in Game 1 by the Guardians, were able to shut out Cleveland in Game 2 to tie it up. Vest got the win in that one. Bresky with the save. But yeah, 9 hits for the Tigers in that game, only 3 for the Guardians. So that series is now tied 1-1. The question in the other series, the Royals and the Yankees. Yankees got the best of the Royals in Game 1, but the Royals got the best of the Yankees in Game 2. And I think Yankees fans are waiting for a playoff Judge to show up, as he's been a little cold in these first couple games. But Royals got the win, and series are tied 1-1 there. We got 2 more coming up tonight. We already know that these 2 games are tied, or these 2 series are tied 1-1. Phillies now travel to the Mets in a 1-1 tie. The Phillies are favored in that one slightly over the Mets, according to ESPN Bet, -115 to the Mets -105. And then the Dodgers-Padres series, it's going to be rocking in San Diego tonight, and that's 6:08 their time, 8:08 here. That'll be on FS1, as all the National League stuff is going on the Fox networks, and I know TNT has got the coverage of the ALCS or the ALDS as well as the ALCS. It'd be kind of fun to see the Padres go nuts tonight at home, especially given what all happened in the game 2 nights ago, with balls being thrown at Tatis and Soler and just a little chippiness between the two. But they're very familiar with each other in the last few years.
But fans don't like.
No, you can't.
Their place is in the stands.
Yep.
Like, that's where it needs to stay, and then you let the players handle what they need to handle on the field. I don't care how far that escalates when it's player between player.
Yeah.
But a fan, you're paying your money to go to go see these teams play. So
stay out of it, and you'll end up getting banned for life anyway and stuff like that. So don't do stuff like that. But yeah, games getting going, and it's heating up. Who would have thought they'd all be tied 1-1 after 2 games in each of these series?
No, I can see the Mets and the Phillies, and honestly, the Padres and the Dodgers. I guess the Royals and the Yankees are maybe the most surprising, just because the Tigers, we talk about how hot the Padres are, but the Tigers got to be the hottest team in baseball, especially how they dismantled the Houston Astros. That 0.2% chance to get into
on
the
August
playoffs.
11th, which isn't that long ago.
Right. So for them to soar in this way, and then Tariq Skubal, who's one of the, most just outside of off the field, his stock in the memorabilia world and the card world is off the charts right now as well. And for him to just keep on dominating the Tigers, who I think that most of the consensus was, hey, they're 2 years away. They're 2 years away from really being a contender. Well, here they are. And is it going to be a Diamondbacks type contending year where they make that run all the way to the World Series? Who knows? At this point in time, man, when you've got that ace, you can ride him a long way depending on how the series falls in your favor or not.
No doubt. And I would imagine there's a pretty large statistic that says in these 5-game series that the team that wins game 3 with a 1-1 tie probably goes on to win the series more often than not. So some pivotal games coming up, not only tonight, but in a couple nights as well on Wednesday when the other series get back underway, the Tigers and the Guardians and the Royals and the Yankees. Just some more information on the Salah firing. He was escorted out by security. He did not meet with the players to inform them of his firing.
It's just a weird situation, man. It's one thing when you show up to work and you're like, I might not be employed here after today.
Yeah.
But it's one thing when you walk in like, all right, business as usual. Look, did we get the result that we wanted? Absolutely not. But can we still head the direction of which a champion would go? And I think that they had time for that. So still surprised at the firing, and then to escort him out. One, if Aaron Rodgers had nothing to do with this, which he's starting to become the LeBron James of the NFL.
Good analogy. Good analogy there.
But if he had nothing to do with this, it's still a bad look for him, regardless.
Yeah. And I don't know the inner workings of the locker room of the Jets, but I do know when he was with the Niners, the players absolutely loved him. He is a
Salah, yeah.
Not Rodgers. He's a player's coach. and maybe that's why they didn't give them the opportunity to address the players prior to having to leave the facility.
I would imagine most of them, especially on the defensive side of the ball, would have been a little upset there.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
and it may be true, may not, but that's what our speculation is. And
well, I mean, and then what have we talked about like some of the last couple of weeks with Aaron Rodgers? Oh, what is that? What is that relationship like between Salah and Rodgers?
And you can see it on the field. It just didn't look like a very
right. But what are you going to do? Go get someone old who you know like what?
What coach is out there that you're going to bring in?
You've already made your decision. You're going to go with Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator, and that's fine and dandy. But this better be successful for you. If not, I don't see how you hold on to Aaron Rodgers another year before you just, all right, look, that was a plan. It was an experiment, and it failed.
Yep, absolutely. Liam was taking a big science test today and talking about experiments, hypotheses, inferences, and this may be a Jets experiment that does not pan out right and kind of puts them back a couple more years. Or they go the other way and they start playing great football. I don't know. It's going to be tough. The saga continues. Their savior has yet to save the New York Jets fan base. It's been a while.
That's
Sanchez.
why there's only one of them.
That's it. That's it. No doubt. I was going to, this is something that I was going to discuss with Jay, but you know what? I don't care. We're going to discuss it here. It's a little golf talk for all you golfers out there. Want to give you some, there you go.
Golf tip of the week.
Perfect. And this is, talking about what, the scratch golfer. People are always like, oh, scratch golfers, that's what I want to be. It's so hard to become a scratch golfer. And
I'm a scratch golfer. I scratch the green whenever I walk up to it.
Yeah, you want to feel the green, the turf, what it's doing out there. Sometimes you eat it like West Mile. Yeah, sniffing all those chemicals in, the fertilizers, the herbicides, the fungicides, the nematicides, the wetting agents, all those things that go into that soil. But yeah, there are roughly 65 million golfers in the world. Less than 1% of them are scratch or better. Now, that includes all your professional golfers that are obviously...
And scratch golfer is essentially a zero handicap.
Yeah, shooting even par for the most part.
Out of every, let's say, 3 rounds, you're shooting par?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a scratch, you should be, you shoot par fairly often.
Okay.
Fairly often, or whatever.
I think I'm a scratch putter.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Even par most of the time?
Not most of the time. Sometimes better.
Hey, some of those mini putt-putt courses are tough.
I'm real good at addition. Sometimes subtraction's a little bit hard, but when I'm playing putt-putt, I just got to keep on dropping the numbers.
That's it.
And I'm a great pencil whipper.
True. Some of them, they even put erasers on there. Makes it easier for you. But here are some stats to kind of give you some perspective on what makes a scratch golfer a scratch golfer. And it may not sound as good as you think it is. Putting rate percentage inside of 10 feet. Inside of 5 feet, they make 66% of them. 8 feet, 41% of them. 10 feet, 33%. So that means 66.6 repeating percent of the time from 10 feet, a scratch golfer is missing a putt. That's a lot of missed putts.
Yeah.
And it goes to show you, if you're out there and you're not a scratch golfer and you have a 10-foot putt, scratch golfers make that putt 1 out of roughly 3 times. So if you're a 20 handicap and you're getting pissed off, you're missing 10-foot putts, your percentages really aren't that good.
You're ruining your spirits by playing the game of golf. That's I don't know. I feel like I'm very different when it comes to that game. And I think it really boils down to the respect I have for how much it takes to actually be really good at this game of golf. Because I've played with a lot of people who are good at the game, and then I've played with others where it's just like you sit next to them on the range, you're like, holy cow, that's different right there,
Yep.
And even those guys, man, they have their days.
Absolutely. How many birdies per round do you think a scratch golfer averages?
3.
1.5 to 2. So you're close. But yeah, only 1.5 to 2 birdies per round to be shooting that. It's more not these guys go out and make a ton of birdies. They just avoid making mistakes.
Yeah.
Hitting a green in regulation is probably the most significant predictor of scoring potential. That's why Keith uses that green in regulation percentage or strokes gained approach. GUR indeed. To pick out players he's picking for his DraftKings lineups and stuff like that. But what makes scratch golfers so much better than all the other ones is their greens in regulation. But a typical scratch golfer will hit about 50 to 60% of the greens in regulation. So, hey, you can't be going out there and playing golf and expecting to hit every green in regulation. That's 8 missed greens per round. How close do scratch golfers hit it to the green from various distances? From 75 to 125 yards. How close do you think a scratch golfer averagely hits it close to the green?
From 75 to 125.
Yep.
47.8%.
Or what feet? How close? Proximity.
17.
Woo! 39.
39
is your average from 75 to 125 for a scratch golfer. From 125 to 175, it's 45 feet. And from a 75 to 225, it's 82 feet. Obviously, fantastic numbers, but hardly pin seekers. I know we got to go ahead and take a quick break. I'll finish that up when we get back in the Afternoon Delight debrief. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up this week on Thursday Night Football, it's Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks.
Purdy loading up there, and it's picked off!
Thursday Night Football coverage starts at 6:30. Kickoff at 7:15 on your home for the NFL on the Gulf Coast. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, mostly sunny and a high of 86 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the northeast. Partly cloudy skies tonight, a gentle breeze and warm near 71. Partly cloudy and 79 tomorrow. 80 and sunshine with a moderate breeze Thursday. Friday sunshine and a temperature about the same at 78. Sunny Saturday with a high around 78. This is your Tuesday's weather brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
And now, the Afternoon Delight debrief with the three degenerates from the Inside Drive. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
Afternoon Delight.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon Delight.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. You can watch, listen, like, comment, subscribe, share, follow ESPN Northwest Florida, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Search it up. You can also find us on the X machine. I don't know if we ever found out what the handle was, but I think it's like 104.3 PC or something like that.
For some reason, it wasn't letting me search anything on Twitter. So
Ooh, got the block. Got the Heisman on Twitter. I got it right here. It is, nope, that's ESPN College Football. You can follow that one too if you want to. ESPN PC. I got to know now. Yeah, ESPN PC 1043. You can follow us there on Twitter. We don't really put a lot of stuff out there, so you might as well keep it to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. But, hey, give us a follow anyway. Help grow that profile. We appreciate you very, very much. You can also head over to ESPNPC.com. Scroll down just a little tiny bit or swipe up on your screen, depending on where you're looking. You'll see that little TV icon. That's KHS TV.
Lucid Streams TV is what it's called now.
Lucid Streams TV. I get it. They got to keep, kind of shooting off those those little flares to get the missiles to go the other direction, that kind of thing. I get it.
We had Kevin on Friday, and so it was one of those things that is what it's called. But they
Lucid.
Lucid. It was like a dream that you're.
Okay, yeah, Lucid. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's it's a good name.
It is.
It's a good name. Feels like, ooh, I'm on Lucid streams.
It feels exclusive.
It does. And exclusively, they're right there on ESPNPC.com. You scroll down. You go ahead.
Well, and also if you use the code ESPNNW, you save. It's $49.99 for 5 devices at a time.
5? Wow.
5 devices.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Exactly. But if you use the code, then for, I believe, your first year is 41. Actually, I think it's just in general, you're saving $8 a month right there. That's $96 a year if you do the mathematics.
Mathematics indeed. Using the code ESPNNWFL.
Yep. Just ESPNNW.
NW. Nice one. Nice. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Lucid streams right there on ESPNPC.com. Like David said, if you use the code ESPNNW, it'll get you $8 off per month. It's literally got everything you could watch. Pay-per-view, NFL Sunday tickets, center ice, MLB games, NBA League Pass, whatever it's called, all those things, it's all there on Lucid Streams. You can find that on ESPNPC.com. And, of course, download our free mobile app. If you're going to be around this weekend, we got a lot of football coverage coming up. It starts with the Mosley Dolphins and the Niceville Eagles.
When do they play?
That is Friday at 7 p.m. I don't know. Some guy in here calls the games. He's got weird accents. I don't know who he is. But anyway, his color guy is coming off the IR, so hopefully he'll be available for that game as well. But yes, that is David Hayes and Kyle Wright calling your Mosley Dolphins in the district championship against the Niceville Eagles. Pack out Mosley Stadium or Tommy Hoffler Stadium. Start with the away side. Fill it up all the way to the brim. We need to get everybody. It's going to be a fantastic night. It's beautiful. It is going to be cooler. It's literally October football, and it is one of the biggest games here in the Florida Panhandle this weekend, or I should say this Friday.
Is it going to be cooler?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a.
What about like Saturday day? What's that supposed to feel like?
I think like upper 70s, low 80s.
I want to go to the spring Saturday.
I'd see you need to be warmer.
No, I don't need it to be. It is.
You know what the low is Friday night?
59.
60.
60.
So it could dip into the 50s.
Ooh.
That's hoodie weather.
Hoodie weather.
Ah, man.
Call me AG Boogie with the hoodie. You hurt me.
Oh, boy. I'm getting excited for Friday night. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to send Liam up to the press box.
How long do you think it lasts? Oh, he can come up there.
And see all the excitement. How long the cold weather lasts?
How long?
Or the cooler weather, I should say.
Yeah, cooler.
It looks like it's going to hang around, and then the 15th, 16th, 17th, we're talking about lows or highs in the mid 70s. But I mean, we're approaching mid October, so that's about right seasonally.
I've been trying to wake up earlier just to try to get that fall smell. You know, that one that I've been waiting on.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I still ain't smelt it.
Well, today's high is 87, and then the next highest temperature in the 10-day forecast is 83, and it's not doesn't get any higher than that in the 10-day. You got 81 tomorrow, 83 Thursday, 80 Friday, 80 Saturday, 81 Sunday, 83 Monday, 78 Tuesday, 76 Wednesday the 16th, and 77 on Thursday the 17th. You know what we call that in the biz? Golfing weather.
Golf weather.
It's perfect.
What's
golf weather.
Not golf weather to those people who are like scratch golfers?
Diehards.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything is golf weather for those guys.
Sometimes I get out there and I'm like, I mean, this is beautiful and all, but I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no doubt. Ooh, yeah, Travis just sent in his. He's up there in Youngstown, and I see a low 50 as a low in that bad boy. So, yeah, we got some cooler weather coming.
What they call inland weather.
Inland. Coastal and inland. But, yeah, no, I mean, when the Canadians come down for the winter, I mean, they'll play when it's sun's up. That's all that matters.
Sun's up, guns out.
Yeah, and they wear shorts all the time. 36 degrees, 37 degrees.
36 degrees.
Shorts.
See, what's so wild is here, it just because of the humidity, right? Like 36 feels like it's 23.
Yeah, it works both ways. It's crazy,
right? But when I go to Colorado, and it's like 25 degrees. It's like, well, I mean, this doesn't feel that bad.
Yep.
So
humidity
that's
makes
my next stop is Colorado.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. There's no doubt. But yeah, humidity makes the hot hotter and makes the cold colder.
Yep, daggone, that's a song right there. Humidity makes the hot hotter and the cold colder. Or Jay, bring your guitar and we'll write a song on Friday.
That could be a t-shirt, maybe a t-shirt.
See, yeah.
We haven't added one to the t-shirt in a while. Maybe Jay will show up this week and give us some more material, but we'll see.
I think I have one, but I'm not going to share it on the radio.
Okay, that's fair. We can add it to the list in a break or after the show because it's growing. We've got about 10 on there now, and I'm still just
I mean, that's enough to start a t-shirt shop.
No doubt. But
and then our slogan could be, is it t-shirt time?
Yeah.
Instead of is t-shirt time?
Question mark. We'll put a question mark in the front of it, too, upside down for all of our Spanish-speaking friends.
J-isms, right?
J-isms.
Little J apostrophe S.
Yeah. Ooh, we got to do that. Like, it's not that
even if we just take like a day and I feel like we could recoup money by doing that.
Absolutely.
Uncle Sam, stay away.
All t-shirt ideas on the inside drive are copyrighted, but in print, you'll go to prison. Don't do it.
We got a patent, right?
Yeah. We did. We filed for it. General patent. Don't look up that number I put in my story. Unless you want to be like me. And it's just interesting. The mind goes to a lot of places nowadays, and a little piece of it's missing, and maybe that's why. I don't know. Anyway, I got to talk about our studio sponsor. That's Bill Kramer, GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor. If you're having trouble with your car dealerships and you need to go to one that's going to take great care of you, I can tell you where to go. That's Bill Kramer GM. Lots of new vehicles in stock.
I heard they make it easy, too.
They do. And I heard maybe they take some great care of you. And that's, customer service 101, making it easy and taking great care of you is their slogan. It's family owned and operated since... I don't even remember when that live show we did it's coming up on a year where we did that. Yeah, we gave away some Florida tickets. It'd be tough to get them away this year, but how different a year makes as far as football is concerned.
Well, people have joked that game's going to be on PPV. Pay-per-view. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it is going to be on pay-per-view. Both the schools are going to pay you to view that game.
To tune in. Absolutely. Here's a promo code. We'll give you $20 if you tune in and watch this game.
Help our ratings.
I know. That's going to be an interesting one. A long ways from now. Hopefully Florida State has a win or two before they get there because Florida's looking a little bit better right now. As of now, I would certainly take Florida in that game, no doubt.
Yeah, I think
their players are just their quarterback position alone is better, and a lot of times that'll make a difference. But yeah, Bill Kramer GM, they have express service, regular service. It's not just GM they service; they'll service all sorts of cars. They sell tires at cost, but if you drive by the dealership on 23rd Street, just so many beautiful vehicles on the lot there. You can't miss out on your opportunity to get you a vehicle before the end of the year, especially if you own your own business. 6,000 pounds or more, that's a 90% first year deduction. Get with one of their salespeople and they'll find out. They'll show you all the cars that qualify for that, as there are quite a few in the GM line that meet that criteria. And then, of course, we just talked about how spectacular the weather is. Fall fishing is all about bay fishing. Yes, the snapper season has been extended to some weekends in the fall, grouper season, all that stuff. But man, bay fishing in the fall is where it is at. And if you don't have a boat, if you need to get your boat fixed, or if you're done, you just want to fish off the shore and you don't want to be on a boat anymore, Kramer Marine and Outdoor will take care of all three of those items for you. They make it easy. They take great care of you as well. They sell the family of Seabourn, Sundance, Spider, and
Skeeter.
All that new and used boat inventory at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. They'll also come to you with their mobile service. Pretty much anything you could want with a boat and a vehicle.
Yeah.
Bill Kramer GM and Kramer Marine Outdoor. Can't beat it.
And like my papa always said, you can't ever go wrong with a bow tie. That's why I've been in Chevrolet ever since.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. There you go.
My dad was Ford, and then whenever I got my first Chevrolet, which I've actually, now that I think about it, let's see, S10, Colorado, Cadillac, all of my cars have been GM.
There you go. There you go. I did have a 2002 Tahoe. I was gifted that when Beth got her car. I traded in my car, and then I rode the 02 Ho for a while.
There you go. Yeah, man, those things are nice. We used to use, my dad, he had a canary yellow Ford Ranger.
Ooh.
And we would use that as the boards for our hockey game.
Nice. Nice. Hey.
And the penalty box. You get in the back of the truck.
That's awesome.
We would fight and stuff. People would drive by and be like, what kind of hooligans are those? They live right next to a church. It's like, well, we're just that. Hooligans.
You got a penalty box for street hockey? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. What was the threshold for, like, who was calling the penalties?
I think we just called them on ourselves, kind of like basketball, where it's like, all right, like you trip someone, or most of the time, like I said, kind of just like people with attitudes would find themselves in the penalty box. I think it was just one of those things that we thought made it a little bit more special and a little bit more authentic.
Oh, I love it.
Having that. So.
I love it. But yeah, I mean, and maybe we need real life penalty boxes. Just kind of like going around. Nope. 2 minutes in the penalty box. Calm down, and then you come out when you're ready.
We need penalty boxes at all live sporting events for fans.
Yeah.
Like, you're acting unruly. 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Philly has that at the stadium.
Yeah.
It's called jail.
It's called jail, right. But I wonder, like, could we curb some of the stupidity that we see happening if it was like, a legit 5-minute timeout and it's like, cool down, call your wife or whatever it is that's going to help you sort through your emotions right here.
Hey, or call your husband because, there's some rowdy, it's not just the males getting crazy out there in the fans. It's
You're 100% right.
It's wild. But yeah, I mean, penalty boxes for everybody. Maybe that's the idea that saves this world.
Why don't we just run for president? I'll be your VP, you be the president, and we bring that idea to the forefront of Americans.
That's our campaign slogan.
We're gonna get rid of. Obviously, there's still people still gonna go to jail for certain things, but we're gonna try to lessen that and lessen your future problems that could be problematic down the road because of the charges. And we're just gonna put you guys in penalty boxes. Okay, so get used to it. We're going to have hall monitors everywhere.
Mulvey and Hayes, we're going to put you in the penalty box. 2024.
Everyone else is telling you what they can do for you. We're telling you what we're going to do to you.
We're going back to the old school discipline. We're going to start getting the belts out and popping everybody and put you in the penalty box.
Bring spanking back, son. I'll tell you what, that's... if I didn't get as many spankings as I did when I was growing up, I don't know where I'd be.
Hey, that last one was probably the one that was enough to keep you maybe a little grounded.
Well, no, not necessarily, but I reflected back on those as I would grow up.
Oh yeah, no. Man, I like that.
And I definitely, sure enough, did respect my parents more because it was, I had time out before. I was like, this is a joke, right? Compared to...
You're like, all right, I got this. Looking at your watch, probably not wearing a watch, but you're looking at it, you're like, okay, great. I'm just going to go back to what I was doing. Now you whoop my butt. Maybe I'm going to be a little more hesitant on making bad decisions in the future. But yeah, no, it's interesting. I like that, though. That's another T-shirt. Mulvey Hayes put you in the penalty box.
This is a perfect time for it, dude. Sell out of them things before November hits.
This T-shirt paid for by ESPN Northwest Florida.
Even though we paid for it by ourselves.
Has nothing to do with the radio station. I like it. That's we just came up with a beautiful campaign slogan. And maybe it'll work. I don't know.
And if that one doesn't work, then we'll try again in 2028 and we'll say, make spanking great again.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'd get a large contingency of people that would follow that. Maybe not the ones that we're trying to get to with that slogan, but
we might be in bondage to those other people.
Man, hope you like black leather because that might get interesting. We've gone on some tangents in this afternoon to debrief. I like it. I like our slogan. I want a shirt. And we need a design, too.
There's so many shirts that I think of, like, just from the little bank that we have right there, where I'm like, I mean, it takes me an hour and a half to watch 60 Minutes. Could you imagine walking down the road and people are just like, that guy's dumb.
Where'd you get that shirt? Funny you should ask. Here you go. $19.99 plus tax.
Is it T-shirt time?
We have a mascot, just a T-shirt bouncing around. It comes out. Oh, goodness. We don't need to be left alone and have time to come up with ideas because we'll
save the world.
We'll change the world.
We'll change the world,
no
right?
doubt. And they may not want that, but yeah, I do have. I
got a debrief.
I got one.
A debrief.
I got one because Maybe two. We'll see. This one is sports kind of related. This is from the Denver Broncos game. A raccoon causes chaos in the stands at the Denver Broncos game. The on-field drama at a game between the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders was briefly eclipsed by an action that unfolded in the stands when a raccoon caused chaos in the crowd. The scene unfolded in Section 31 of InPower Field during Sunday's game when a raccoon emerged and ran through the crowd of cheering fans. Some witnesses captured photos and videos showing the raccoon dodging capture attempts and at one point being grabbed by a fan who used his bare hands to detain the animal, which was then placed in a trash bin. Another video shows police attempting to transfer the raccoon from the bin to a cage, but the furry football fan managed to break free of its captors once again to run loose inside the stadium. A Broncos spokesperson said the raccoon was eventually ejected from the stadium safely. There were rare occurrences that required animal control during Sunday's game at Empowered Field at Mile High Stadium.
An impaired raccoon.
Yeah. Well, he had some beverages. That was promptly resolved in coordination with our stadium staff, a representative told KDVR-TV. Some fans branded the interloper the rally raccoon after the Broncos came back from an early deficit to defeat the Raiders 34-18.
So you can't hit that raccoon with a lifetime ban then if he's the rally raccoon.
You got to
right?
bring the raccoon back, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be a staple at the games going forward.
Someone needs to train that raccoon, and that's the new Broncos mascot. It's kind of like Auburn, right? They've got the Eagles flying around, but they're the Tigers. So the rally raccoons and Benny the Bronco.
I like it. They should run with that. Sell some T-shirts, Denver. Come on.
Someone's got to.
Yeah. Bo Nix, instead of wearing a 7 throwback orange jersey in the next game, he's going to come out in a raccoon costume.
Yeah.
It's almost Halloween. Might as well do it.
Ferris Bueller.
It was funny. Interesting. Let's see.
What else you got, Mold Dog?
There's plenty here, but this is kind of a feel-good one.
All right, I like to feel good every now and again.
So long-lost wedding video returned to couple after 57 years.
Golly, they made videos back then?
I guess. Maybe 8, I don't know. 57 years ago, what? 57 years ago would be, 50 years ago would be 74, so subtract 7, so 67, yeah.
66, 67,
so
depending
on when. If it was before October, it was 66. If it was after October,
so I guess, they had
videos. Real reels. Not your Facebook, Instagram reels, which are destroying our society. A couple living in Australia were reunited.
It's like each new social media trend just takes us that much further.
It just keeps going down. And it's all by design. But anyway.
I was in a store yesterday and this mom and I guess it could have been her granddaughter, could have been her daughter, were in front of me, and the girl's watching something on her phone, and she's got it, the volume turned all the way up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that just sounds. I'm not your parent, but it's just that sounds too adult for you to be listening to.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's why these kids are turning into 20-year-olds at age 11. It's I don't know. It's interesting how everything just keeps going. But anyway, we'll finish on this one because it is a good one. A couple living in Australia were reunited with a long-lost video of their wedding in Scotland after 57 years thanks to a Facebook post. Terry Cheyenne of Aberdeen, Scotland said he had amassed a large collection of Super 8 films over the years, most of which he shot himself. But when he decided to have his collection transferred to DVD in April of this year, he discovered the reels included a wedding between two people he didn't recognize. Come on, get out of here, ad.
I'm ads, man. You ain't got no ad blocker on there? Or you just get tired of having to turn the ad blocker off to be able to access certain websites?
Well, it's State Farm is just giving me the Heisman. He posted something in a group, but 6 months went by without any leads on the identity of the couple. The photo was recently shared to a group of natives of Aberdeen, Maastricht area, and it came to the attention of Aileen Turnbull. Turnbull, 77, who lives in Brisbane, Australia, said She had only been a member of the Facebook group for 5 minutes when she spotted her own wedding video. I was looking through Facebook and came up on this wedding photograph. My husband was sitting there. I turned to him and said, "There's our wedding photograph," she told BBC Scotland. Turnbull and her husband Bill, 77, married in 1967 at Maastricht Church in Aberdeen before later moving to Brisbane. The couple said had only watched their wedding video once before discovering they accidentally left it in a borrowed projector they had returned to the owner. I messaged Terry and it grew from there. His uncle was the guy we'd borrowed the projector from to see the film after the wedding. He worked with my husband, Turnbull said. Cheyenne said the Turnbulls got a digitized copy of their wedding video. It seems strange for me to see my mother and father, not just in a photograph, but they're actually moving and walking, Aileen Turnbull said.
They don't do that no more, huh?
Yeah, and my husband, he saw his grandmother and grandfather, who was 100 when he died. She said, seeing the video after 57 years was absolutely amazing. I still can't believe it. So there's a positive instance where Facebook brought something.
How about that? 5 minutes, though. 5 minutes.
Boom. She's like, hey, that's us.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
That's cool.
That'd be crazy to watch a video from that long ago of, your parents or your grandparents or whoever it may be getting married. That's pretty cool. And then to have it digitized and be able to watch it on DVD is good stuff. But ran a little long there, finishing up with that feel-good afternoon delight debrief. You guys listen to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
We're up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Hurricane Helene.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Tuesday's weather forecast. Mostly sunny the remainder of the day with temps near 87 and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, a gentle breeze out of the northeast and a temperature of 71. Slightly cooler tomorrow around 79 with some clouds and a wind around 18 miles per hour out of the northeast. Sunny Thursday and quite warm around 80. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Suffer from political talk radio fatigue? And tune into the most fun and exciting new radio show on the Gulf Coast. It's The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Let me see you bounce right, left and let you go.
I can't do this dance and be at the mic because when I let my shoulder lean, I'm pulling away from the mic unless I move the mic with my shoulder.
There you go, mic control, baby.
There you go, mic control. Indeed, you're listening to The Inside Drive, the one and only David Hayes behind the glass. Ryan Mulvey, Jay Henley may call us this segment. I'm hoping he does because I want to get these division picks. There's only 4.
I'll pick for him.
There you go. I like that. We'll pick the worst odds in each division. Which,
well, I'll take the bad picks. He can have the good picks.
No. That's not in your competitors. They don't ever let off. You step on it You get the 10 points. You take them all.
I'm in a phase now where I play to my competition. Not a great phase, but
well, you're not really doing that with Jay and I, because you're still beating us handedly. So yeah. No, and speaking of that, the gap gets a little bit bigger after week 6. So,
and I had a bad week this week.
No, you didn't.
I don't know about this. I'm just saying, in general of picking, in our college football pick'em.
Gotcha. I got $4 now.
Hey, I'm down to 0, and I've lost 2 weeks in a row. I went from being number 1 on top of the world to now I'm in a valley, but I got to climb out of that valley.
The good news is the matchup can get you right back to the top.
Bada bing, bada boom, baby.
You forget about it.
Talk to your mother.
Week 7. Yeah, and Quentin does a fantastic job with that. That's such a fun pick'em. Such a fun pick'em. There's so much going on. He puts a lot of work into it, spreadsheets, all that cool stuff. And shout out to all the commissioners, all the people running pools, doing the work behind the scenes so that all of us degenerates can either be happy or depressed at the end of each week in sports. And that's it's wild how we wear our heart on our sleeves when it comes to gambling.
I mean, I guess it's more like wearing your money on your sleeve.
That's true too.
Walk around with a money counter, baby.
That's it. Let the old change thing shoot it out. And get one of those, bring it back. That was a good example of what it does.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting to our week 6 picks. Going into week 6 after the baseball division winner picks had cashed. I'm going to put it as that way. Excuse me. Jay was at 21. David was at 56. And I was at 48. Didn't get as bad of a behind there after the...
He might as well not pick anymore.
No. He's got chances with NFL, and that's why we're doing these.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't do these, then he might as well not pick. But yeah, so we opened with Texas, a lot of upsets this week.
Yeah.
We opened with Texas A&M and Missouri. We all know how that one went. Jay got that one.
Yeah.
He picked the Aggies. We picked Missouri.
I was so glad when you picked Missouri that day. I was like, okay, that game, it's a wash now.
I wanted to pick A&M, but I just didn't. You just thought Missouri was going to bounce back after that Kentucky game, but man, did they bounce. Whatever the opposite of back is. Bounce front.
Well, they technically, I guess, did bounce back even further.
Yeah, they did. Big bounce back. Got handled by Texas A&M. And then game 2, I don't know why I picked the Cardinals. I should have picked SMU like you did. And because I bet on SMU, and that one paid off, but obviously didn't pick them in the pick'em. And so you got that one. Jay and I both took Louisville. So
I took Lville.
They took an L too, that's for sure. And then USC, Ole Miss and South Carolina. I know if I'm picking the same team as Jay in these matchups, then I look back on this and say, what the heck was I thinking? And those are the 2 games I basically spotted you in the pick'em, as you picked Ole Miss, Jay and I picked USC, and I think USC scored 3 points.
Yeah,
a little disappointing there,
27-3.
especially after Ole Miss had lost the previous week. But Ole Miss bounced back, and they didn't blow them out, but they were never in doubt in that game. And then, I go on a run where we picked the same 4 teams, and we got them right. Next, we went to Baylor and Iowa State. Jay took the Bears. He's a big Bear fan.
Yeah, he likes them all. Brown Bears, black Bears, golden Bears, don't matter.
White Bears, polar bears.
Oh, those are my favorites.
Scary ones. He's sent us a video of a grizzly bear running at some people, but they were laying down, so the bear did not attack them.
And it was running down the street, running through a stream, too.
He was clearly fishing and didn't want any part of those people watching him. But who knows, if it kind of looked like it was a little shoppy too.
Ooh, a little shoppy. Jason in Photoshops.
I don't know. Maybe I know he's not doing it because we all know that.
T-shirt name, come shop at my Photoshop.
There you go. That's a store name.
Yeah.
Come shop at my photo shop.
Now we have that picture, the picture of the bear running down the street.
Yes. Now, question: is it photo shop 2 words, or is it?
It's however you would spell if someone is photoshopping.
Okay,
a picture.
That's a word.
One word. That's one all word together.
Yeah. So come shop at my
Photoshop. If it was 2 words, would be an actual Photoshop.
Yeah, it would be a photo. It would be the store. But that's kind of the pun.
Drive that.
Yeah.
T-shirt home, you have to have a photoshopped picture that is very
no doubt
highly
photoshopped.
Yes,
yes.
Like a picture of me with hair.
Perfect. Picture of well, you can't picture me with Southern accent, but
you can kind of.
You could just have a speech bubble saying y'all,
or
oh, yeah. What did I say earlier?
Oh man.
My short-term memory's going to pot.
It had something to do with the cars, right?
I think so, but and it wasn't Rent because that's one I've been trying to use a little more. That's a fun one. I enjoy doing that.
Your appetite's gonna be Rent, boy.
That's it.
Don't eat them cookies for dinner.
Eat the cookies. It's okay. All right, next we had Miami and Cal. That was a no-doubter for us. All three of us picked Miami. It was a no-doubter a little while there for Cal, but they let Miami climb all the way back in that one, 39-38. So you went 4-1. I went 2-3. And Jay went, although he started off 1-0, he went 2-3 in the first 5 college games there. And then we went Jets, Vikings. All three of us picked the Vikings. We got that one. We went Ravens, Bengals. The Ravens needed a overtime field goal to win that one, and we all picked the Ravens in that one. We both picked the Pats. Jay picked the Dolphins.
Ooh, one up.
Yeah, so Jay got one in that one. And then Bills, Texans. I picked the Texans. Y'all picked the Bills. So I got one back there. And then only one of us picked the Cowboys, and the 2 of us picked the Steelers. You were the one that picked the Dallas Cowboys on that almost a walk-off touchdown there to Tolbert. But I got 5, Jay got 5, and David got 7, bringing the season-long total after 7 total weeks, week 6 in college after week 0, week 5 in the NFL, to 26, 63, and 53. Jay, if you are, hopefully he's done with his lesson because we can give us a call. But what we'll do first, if he doesn't give us a call, that's fine too, because I'm going to go over it either way.
Does the season start tonight or something?
Yeah. Well, the Devils played 2 games against Buffalo and Prague. But yeah, the season officially starts tonight. Big slate of games coming up tonight. Looking forward to the hockey season getting underway. Kind of really officially now. So in the 4 divisions, as they changed it a few years ago and kind of redid the entire way everything works, and I think it's been fun, different. But you growing up with the same teams in your division, and then they just expanded it, added the whole wild card side of things, and now we're going to pick 4 divisions: 2 on the Eastern Conference and 2 on the Western Conference. The current odds right now in the divisions. Let me scroll down and get that. Let's see. What is the first division? I'll give you the Stanley Cup odds anyway. Which team, and we'll play a couple quick questions. Which team do you think has the best odds to win the Stanley Cup before the season starts?
Ooh, that one's kind of tough because I think my mind just automatically goes to the Panthers.
They're in the top 4.
I'll say Vegas Golden Knights.
Vegas is actually outside of the top 8. It's
New York Rangers.
Nope, the Rangers are actually they've gone a little bit further out. You know it, but you're not thinking of them.
Colorado Avalanche?
No, they're 5th plus 1,300.
New York Rangers.
No, you just said the Rangers. Oh, okay. They're plus 1,400. 7th.
Yeah. All right, West or East?
West.
Okay.
And north of the border.
No, can't say that.
They got studs. They signed one of them. They got some great names too. Connor McDavid.
Edmonton.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You knew it, but you weren't thinking about it. Yes, Edmonton Oilers plus 850 as the Stanley Cup winner before the season starts. Dallas Stars plus 11.
I don't think they make it back to the Stanley Cup. Edmonton.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Something's going to happen. The Dallas Stars are plus 1,100. The Florida Panthers are plus 1,200. The New Jersey Devils, I think because of the addition of Markstrom, is now plus 1,200. 4th best, or tied for 3rd best odds to win the Cup. We shall see. We had a lot of hope going into last year as well. And once El Capitan went, not Capitan, but when Jack Hughes went out. And Luke Hughes is starting on the IR for us. But the Atlantic Division, the Metropolitan Division, the Central Division, and the Pacific Division. I'll give you the odds to win those. Obviously, with having those particular Stanley Cup odds, it gives you kind of an idea of the divisional. So the Central Division winner is going to, or not winner, the best odds, they're actually tied. Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars at plus 240, Nashville's plus 450, Winnipeg plus 800, and then it goes significantly up to the Minnesota Wild, and then huge jump. So really, according to Vegas, kind of a 5-team race in the Central Division there. On the, let's go to the Pacific Division. The Pacific Division, obviously, the Stanley Cup favorites, the Edmonton Oilers, are plus 125, the Canucks plus 450, the Golden Knights plus 500, and then Los Angeles plus 800, and then it jumps all the way up to plus 2,200 with the Seattle Kraken and beyond. So kind of a 4-team race, again, according to Vegas and the pre-start of the season odds. So Oilers, Canucks, Knights, and Kings.
I'm interested to see in how this season goes for the Tampa Bay Lightning without having Stammer anymore, being up there in Nashville. And then, I mean, how does
it be weird to see him? Yeah.
No,
I mean, man, I really want to get to a Nashville Predators hockey game.
Yeah.
They just seem so exciting. Maybe you'll see some goalposts go down the street while you're up there. Who knows?
Catfish on the ice.
Yeah, love a little catfish dinner. You know, I think Luke Bryan said something about that. Metropolitan Division winner, you got the Devils at plus 220, the Rangers at plus 270, Hurricanes plus 280, and then it just goes way up to plus 1,500 in the New York Islanders. So kind of a 3-team race. Again, what Vegas thinks to start the season. Obviously, you know, in a week or two, these might change drastically. In a half a season, they might change astronomically. And then last but not least, in the Atlantic Division, those Florida Panthers have a plus 250 odds to win their division, followed by the Toronto Maple Leafs at plus 270, and then the Tampa Bay Lightning at plus 500. Kind of like the value there at plus 500. And then the Boston Bruins plus 520, and then it jumps up significantly to the Ottawa Senators at plus 1,500 and beyond. So
let's go Senators.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, do we have to become Senators before we start getting on our campaign trail?
I don't know. I would love to get some of the...
Trump was never a senator.
That's true. He's just a businessman. But yeah, I mean, I would love to get some of those inside stock tips that all these senators seem to do so well with.
We just got to go to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's a hobby when they lobby.
That's it. They seem to know more of what's transpiring or what's coming down the road.
It's just odd that they would... being in such prominent positions that they would have inside information like that.
Right? You think that would jeopardize...
On to another...
Yes.
Stop.
All right. Division winners. All right. I don't think he's calling us, which is fine. And maybe he does, but we go ahead and pick ours. And then we'll let Jay, if he comes tomorrow, pick his 4 as well. All right. Let's start with the Atlantic Division. I'll go back and that's I'll give you the top 4. So Panthers, Leafs, Lightning, Bruins. And obviously, you can take a shot outside of that, too. You got the Senators, the Red Wings, the Sabres, and the Canadiens.
Man, I would love to pick the Tampa Bay Lightning, but I think for the sake of winning the division, I'm going to go with the Boston Bruins.
Ooh, dang. I like that pick because that's what I was going to go with. I mean, I still can, but I'll just, for the sake of that.
You're going to go Panthers?
Yeah, I don't want to because I don't think they're going to repeat, but... I mean,
but you can win your division and not repeat, though.
Oh, yeah, but repeat winning the division.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey, I mean, they're pretty much still the same team for the most part. But yeah, so we'll go Bruins and Panthers. And then going in the Metropolitan Division, I'll pick this one first. I got to go with my Devils. I'm looking forward to hopefully them actually being a contender in the playoffs this year. We hopefully get over our goalie woes the last few years, just kind of shuffling around, not finding our true number 1. Even though the NHL has a lot of 1As and 1Bs nowadays. But I am going to go with the New Jersey Devils for the Metropolitan Division. David, who do you got?
Hit me with them odds one more again, if you don't mind, kind sir.
Absolutely. Divisions. I wish it was in a better order because the Metropolitan one's at the top. All right. Devils, Rangers, Hurricanes, and then Islanders go all the way up to plus 1,500.
Hurricanes are such a good team during the regular season. Give me the Hurricanes to win.
That's a great pick. A regular season team indeed. And this is about winning the division, not winning the Stanley Cup. All right. Real quick, going to the Western Conference side. In the Central Division, we've got the Avalanche, the Stars, the Predators, and the Jets, all with plus 800 or better.
Oh, man, do I go Hellbuck with the Winnipeg Jets. I think Colorado Avalanche are. I think that window is kind of closed up for them. Dallas is kind of the new team over there. But then there's also, do we want to go Stammer and just have fun and take a random pick here? We'll go with the Stars of Dallas because everything's bigger in Texas. I do tell you what.
I am going to go with Stammer and his new team. The Nashville Predators are looking to win that division this year and get back to the playoffs, which they do so well at. So I'm going to take Nashville in that one. You've got Dallas. And then last but not least, in the Pacific Division, we got the Oilers, the Canucks, the Knights, and the Kings, all 800 or better. And then the Kraken go up to 2,200. I wonder what the Hockey Club, particular, their odds to win the Cup are. But I'm going to go... It's hard not to go with the favorite in this one, but I'm going to go with the Knights. Let them get back to the Stanley Cup, or at least win the division, and that's all that matters in this pick. So I'm going to go with the Vegas, the Golden Knights.
So we're not agreeing on any division?
No.
I'm going Edmonton, absolutely.
I would 100%.
I don't think that you gift wrap that one for me, but I was thinking that we were both going Edmonton there.
It's the smart pick because they obviously have the best talent in the league. There's no doubt about it.
The question is are you going to quit the pick 'em before we get to
we ran the pick 'em all the way to the summer last year. Now we'll probably do NBA as well, and then we'll end the pick 'em at the conclusion of when the playoffs start.
Essentially,
when the playoffs start for the NBA. Because once the playoffs start, then you have all your division winners.
There we go.
But we'll go ahead and take a quick break. Got those division picks in there. NHL season gets underway officially tonight. Looking forward to watching some great hockey. One of my favorite sports out there to watch, not only live, but TV. If you know what's going on, it's certainly a great time. But you're listening to The Inside Drive. We are ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're the radio home of the Mosley Dolphins.
This Friday night, we're going under the lights. The 6-0 Mosley Dolphins face undefeated district rivals, the Niceville Eagles, as two powerhouses collide. Pre-game at 6, kickoff at 7. Mosley Dolphin football on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored by Panama City Toyota, Orthopedic Specialist, and Chapman Wealth Management.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new 2024 Kia. You'll see why everyone is talking about Kia. The 2024 Kia will give you the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in a luxury sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia K5. Performance, power, and design built just for you. Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia, the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you just like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials, Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus, live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive, across from the Navy base.
For the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley.
This man is destroying golf.
Broadcasting live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
You may be right, but our ratings are up and we're attracting new youthful sponsors.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Man, I feel like I'm living my heyday in my car back in high school. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Wild as those Taliban. He's a rubber band, man. Man, Good stuff.
Yeah, just keeping the hits spinning.
You are.
Since 1991.
DJ Davy Crockett in the house today. I like that. So, there it is. It's such a hard sound to replicate with a voice, like with your body.
Yeah.
Because it's very specific. But a great sound nonetheless. I wonder who officially came up with that sound. Somebody.
Yeah.
DJ Davy Crockett, maybe.
I can't claim that one.
Well, maybe there is a DJ Davy Crockett out there.
Nah, not yet. Not yet. But coming soon to a wedding near you, DJ Davy Crockett, keeping you off your chair and on the dance floor. Let's go, baby.
There you go. Coonskin hat and all. Maybe you need to DJ the Denver Broncos games.
Yeah, there we go.
Get the Rally Raccoon going.
Oh.
DJ Davy Crockett and the Rally Raccoon. That's like Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yes, it is. That's a match made in heaven.
Oh, goodness. DJ Davy Crockett and the Rally Raccoon.
And then after football season, we can hit the campaign trail for 2028. Putting you in the penalty box, Mulvey and Hayes, 2028.
This ad's paid for by ESPN Northwest Florida, although we have no affiliation with ESPN Northwest Florida. Thank you for voting. Woo! Good stuff today, even without Jay.
Yeah.
We're adapting and overcoming. We're getting some good practice. There's no doubt. These last few weeks. Yeah, I'll be good after all that ends. Yeah, here we are, football season. Lots to talk about.
I think he's just getting tired of us, man.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to. Ooh, yeah. I didn't. I'm glad I came to that because I wanted to mention it. Let's see here.
He sent us pics in?
No. He sent the match results from yesterday.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go over those real quick because I wanted to give a congratulations to one of our local schools here. But they played in the Rocky Bayou Invitational. We had both Mosley High School and Arnold High School over there for that golf tournament. And in a playoff, Mosley won the golf tournament. They tied with a 308 with Pace, and they ended up beating Pace in a playoff. So congratulations to the Mosley Dolphins winning a huge golf tournament over there at Rocky Bayou. You had Pace and Mosley. They tied for first. Like I said, Mosley won in a playoff. South Walton at 314. Pensacola Catholic at 315. Tate at 319. West Florida 322. Gulf Breeze 323. The Arnold Marlins in 8th place with a 328. And then the Niceville Eagles coming in 9th with a 338. Some local golfers, Michael Wong shot a 73. His brother Nicholas shot a 76. And then also, those are your two low for Mosley. And then over there in South Walton, Andy Wiggins, who is his dad, is an assistant coach for the South Walton basketball team. His son Lars shot a 77. The medalist was Cooper Davidson from West Florida with an even par 72. And Judah Talley from Pace shot a nice little 73. So maybe Jay
72 that's pretty impressive for high school, right?
No doubt. Especially, I mean, I don't know what kind of yardage you're playing from, but anytime you're shooting even par in high school, in the levels that we have around here is pretty spectacular. Because they're used to playing 9 holes and stuff like that. But a good tournament to play in for these teams that have a legitimate shot at trying to make a run at the States, because you're playing in these tournaments, it's a whole different ballgame playing 9 holes versus 18 holes, because when you play 9 holes, you know it's ending at 9 holes, and it's just a different mentality. I don't know why, it just is. And then when you play 18 holes, you have a tendency to kind of restart after 9 holes, whether it's good or bad. And but that's one of those things you just got to kind of take one shot at a time. Hard to do, but good to travel, because they're going to have to play multiple different golf courses as they progress on in the state tournament. I know the county championship, I believe, is already coming up next week. I'll have to get with Jay on that one and see what the deal is and try to find out which day it is, and maybe we can work it out. We can do what we did last year, because I think the weather's going to be nice. It
was hot last year.
It was hot last year, no doubt. And then obviously when we did the QB Vision thing, it was windy.
It was sweltering too. No, it wasn't bad.
It was just really windy.
Yeah,
and we really
did get some sunburn that day though.
Easy to get sunburn on days like that. That's for sure.
The wind is just whipping the sun around. It's just like
that's it.
You can't even block it with sunscreen.
More UVs when the wind's blowing. Yeah, that's fact. It's not fact. Don't listen to us here. Please don't. Oh man, had a couple upsets, 10 biggest point spread upsets in recent college football
Where are we
history.
going with this, Ryan? I don't know if I'm going to like this.
On the list. Alabama's not on the list.
Okay, all right then.
Because they
Continue.
were, well, I think it was 22.5 or something like that. That might have been or Georgia Auburn.
I think that was Georgia Auburn, but I think it was still a 3 touchdown.
Yeah, it was, but it wasn't crazy.
I think what's the biggest? Florida State and Savannah State.
Well, here this is recent history.
They wouldn't have won though. Savannah State didn't win.
Yeah,
that's just the biggest point spread total, 72.5 or something.
The 10 biggest college football point spread upsets over the past 30 years.
Now, is this winning outright? Being a underdog, or is this just like covering the point spread?
No, winning outright.
Okay,
winning outright. I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure, because then it would. There's probably a ton of them where they have huge spreads and they still cover it. The UL Monroe Warhawks over the Liberty Flames. This is number 10, October 16th, 2021. UL Monroe was a 32.5 point favorite over the Flames. With the former coming in as a 32 favorite and on a 3-game winning streak, a late 53-yard field goal turned the game around. An interception followed, clinching the upset victory for UL Monroe. The game-winning field goal was the Warhawks' first from behind 50 yards since the 2004 season. Final score, UL Monroe 31, Liberty 28.
Wow.
Next, this is one all of us remember, the App State Mountaineers over the Michigan Wolverines. That point spread was a 33-point spread. App State had 33 points there. And one of the most memorable upsets, 2-time defending FCS champion stunned Michigan in the Big House after Julian Raunch's 24-yard field goal put the Mountaineers up by 2 with 26 seconds left. The Wolverines would get one last shot to win it, but in a play that will always haunt Michigan fans, Jason Gingel's 37-yard kick to win was blocked, and the rest was history.
Man, that was such a monumental day. And then for App State to do it again against Texas A&M just about a decade down the road or so was pretty impressive as well.
And that win, I believe, put, I forget the quarterback's name for App State on the cover of, at the time, NCAA 08, maybe?
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
I remember what he looks like, but don't remember his name, that's for sure.
And they say legends never die.
Legends never die. That's a t-shirt. There's something that goes in front of it, though. And that's a quote from The Sandlot.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, you can't really put that on a t-shirt without copywriting The Sandlot. We'll put a little C on the bottom. James Madison over Virginia Tech. They were plus 33.5. This was September 11th, 2010. Virginia Tech had lost to number 3 Boise State in the Labor Day Classic, but didn't expect so much trouble from JMU. JMU's been causing issues for teams for a long time.
Yeah.
After the Hokies led 16-7 early in the third quarter, they would allow the Dukes to score the final 14 points of the game. The final score there, James Madison 21, Virginia Tech 16. After that win, James Madison joined App State as the only FCS teams at the time to have beaten a ranked FBS team. Liberty involved in another one. They were plus 34 over Baylor. That was September 2nd, 2017. Final score in that game, Liberty 48, Baylor 45. The Central Michigan Chippewas over the Western Michigan Broncos, November 11th in 2000. A big game everybody remembers.
Yeah.
But a spread that was huge, 34.5. Final score in that one, Central Michigan 21, Western Michigan 17.
That's a large point spread, though. If you just take out everything except for the names of the schools and to say Western Michigan's a 34.5 point favorite, what they have going on at that point in time.
Yeah, right, exactly. Texas State over Houston in September 1st, 2012. Texas State was a 35-point underdog. Final score of that one, Texas State 30, Houston 13.
It reminds me of Hawaii and Delaware State this year, where it's like 54.5. It's like, no way Hawaii's beating anybody by 54.5.
You're not going to score that many points.
Yeah.
You don't put a team out there, they're probably not going to score that many points. The Temple Owls and Virginia Tech on this list again. 1998, October 17th, Temple was a 35.5 point underdog. Massive underdog in that one. The Owls scored 28 of the game's final 35 points to knock off then ranked 14th ranked Virginia Tech. Final score, Temple 28, Virginia Tech 24. Syracuse Orange, 37 points underdog against the Louisville Cardinals. September 22nd, 2007. Final score of that game, Syracuse 38, Louisville 35. Syracuse was averaging 28.7 points per game. They were taking on a ranked Louisville team that had won 20 straight at home, but obviously none of that mattered. 37-point underdog. The Orange took a 38-21 lead in the fourth quarter before holding on to win by 3. Louisville almost came back in that one. I think I do remember this one. Stanford, they were a 40.5-point underdog against USC, the Trojans. This was October 6, 2007. They were miles apart in terms of success. After 1-11 in 2006, Stanford was in its first season under Jim Harbaugh. While number 2 USC was seeking its third national championship in 5 years, the Cardinals hung around thanks to 5 USC turnovers that eventually made the Trojans pay. Tavada Pritchard's 10-yard touchdown pass to Mark Bradford with less than a minute left gave Stanford the improbable 1-point win. Final score, Stanford 24, USC 23. I wonder if that was during the... No, he was a little bit later. Yeah, a little bit later. But that's when...
McCaffrey was there around, Derrick Henry time when he won the Heisman, so...
When 2014-ish. Yeah, there you go. And then number 1 on this list, the Howard Bison over the UNLV Rebels. Points
the Running Rebs.
The Running Rebs. 45.5 points was the point spread in this one. Final score, 43-40. Only fitting the biggest upset in college football history would happen in Las Vegas. For a team to win as a 45.5-point underdog, there needs to be a star performance, and Howard's Kalen Newton filled that role. Kalen, brother of Heisman Trophy winner and NFL MVP Cam Newton, ran for 190 yards and 2 scores, including the final touchdown of the game that gave Howard the 3-point win.
Yeah, how about that there? This is, the moral of this story is Vegas doesn't always know, y'all.
No.
They throw you bones. They throw you breadcrumbs.
It's 45.5, and then you lose outright. That's insane. That's crazy.
Still more embarrassing than Alabama losing to Vanderbilt, though. I'm not going to come off of that soapbox.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair soapbox to stand on. No doubt about it. But like you said,
I'm almost over it.
Yeah.
I only shed 17 tears this morning.
That's not bad.
No.
Better than 18.
Yeah.
Better than 18.
Maybe tomorrow we'll get it down to underneath 15, and then we'll just keep on moving in the right direction.
That's it. You on a bye this week? Or you
Bama? The South Carolina.
I know okay. Your bye is a little bit later.
Well, we just had the bye against Georgia, so then we'll have a bye again before... Who is it?
Oklahoma?
Maybe Mississippi State.
Is it after Mercer, before Oklahoma State?
I think somewhere in there.
Okay. Because you go SC, Tennessee, Mizzou, LSU, Mercer, Oklahoma, Auburn.
Yeah.
I still think
so. It might be before LSU. That's normally where it comes.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
So in between Mercer and LSU?
Yep. That'd be good. So you got 3 games after your bye.
Man, LSU is late this year.
Yep. That'd probably be the last week of this month, I would imagine. Because you got this weekend, next weekend, the weekend. Yep. Yeah. No. Halloween-ish. Halloween's on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Got to figure out what I'm going to wear in studio. Last year I wore a penguin. It was hot in the penguin.
The last time I dressed up for Halloween was when Leanne made me wear a pumpkin suit.
Nice.
And it didn't fit.
Too big? Too small?
It was too small.
Yikes. That's the one you want to go the opposite. You don't want that to be too small. No doubt about that. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Yeah, today on the Inside Drive. Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. Rumor has it, Jay will be back tomorrow. Y'all have a great Tuesday afternoon.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs.
I don't think there's one match under Triple H's regime that we remember anything. And this